Well, I remember arriving that day. It was the 18th of August, 1956. We came up by ship, and when we came back into London, it was a sunny afternoon. It was the first time I've ever worn a suit, because my parents sent me clothes to land in. They went to Burton's Tail and said, you must look like an English person when you land. So I had my suit and tie. It was oversized. I had a pair of barter shoes. And I thought there was no coconut trees or banana trees. It was a bit cloudy and everything was foggy, but it was a sunny afternoon. So when I came home, I took my shoes off because I used to play out in the garden, barefooted. And they said, oh, put that shoes on, You're in England now, And I thought there wasn't any open space to play out, and that was my first impression of England, yeah?
And, of course, you were living in Notting Hill Gate, which was a very difficult time. I mean, there was overt racism, quite frankly.
Oh, yes. Well, when I first came out, I was doing a paper round, and I used to ride around Notting Hill Gate, and, sometimes you'd get sworn at. No, it was rough because it was during the Rackman era as well, when it was very hard to find houses to live. You'd see the typical sign, no English, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs, yeah? So we persevered, and it's the era where your family of four would have to live in one room, etc., and, but it was a tighter-knit community than it is now, yeah. This was the era we were living in. It was during the race riots, and I was on the curfew. I wasn't allowed out after 9 o'clock, and we used to have to sit around the radiogram. I always remember on Sundays as well. Yeah, my parents loved listening to Jim Reeves and the Billy Cotton band show. That was the era. It's all forgotten about now, but nobody talks about it.
But one does forget that, for example, walking around in those days, there were signs like no Irish, no blacks, no dogs.
Yeah. That's what I've documented in my book.
What did it feel like? It's impossible for us to imagine what it must feel like to be almost considered a lower class.
Some of us were being hunted, because don't forget there was a teddy boy. And right in Notting Hill Gate, you had Oswald Moseley, who kept meetings outside number 9 Blenheim Crescent, and I used to ride my bicycle all around Notting Hill at the time, so this is things I went through. Sometimes you were being chased, and I remember I was being chased as a little kid, and this English woman came up to me and hugged me and protected me because she said, you can't do that to that kid. I've got sons as well. I've got boys like that, and she saved me. Thank you, Mrs. Parker. I still keep in touch with her.